Okay, this is the budget and finance meeting for Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council, February 1st, 2023. So call the roll. Lori,
Here.
John,
Here.
Vic,
Here.
Melanie here. Okay, so any public comment? I have one. It seems for this whole thing, for like John and Vic know, but for this whole thing to meet at Peck Park, if we have to go back to in-person March 1st, they forgot to tell us that now they have a new process and we have to resubmit a permit for it. And Michael just informed me that of yesterday. So I had to go pick up the permit today, filled it out, have to send it to the city clerk to have them fill it out and approved for us to sign it, then get it back and then get it to Leslie over at Rec and Park to approve us to use it for our board meetings.
Is this a budget and finance issue?
Well, it's just a public, well, it's part of my duties for budget and finance to do, so. So I called Ray and I told him, and he's like not happy, but the downside is that if we don't get this expedited, which I told the city clerk to expedite it, if it doesn't get expedited, we won't be able to have a meeting probably because we don't have a meeting place in March unless this gets.
You have a month.
I know, but hopefully he doesn't sit on it.
Well, you have a month. I wouldn't
Yep.
worry about it yet.
I got a month and 2 weeks.
Yeah, true.
Any other public comment? So the next thing is the MER, and of course it's the first, so we don't have it. So no MER. And then the next one is the budget. So let me pull this up. Scroll. So because we are going to have to go back in person, possibly, I did not touch the audio because we're going to have to pay somebody. And it may, if it involves more equipment or whatever we need to do, if the equipment perchance isn't working properly or whatever after sitting for 3 years, we don't know.
Melanie, is the amount that you have in there for audio services what it would normally cover for a full year?
Yes, it is. But
So even if there's an increase, a rate increase, we should be okay.
we should be okay. Yes. Virtual office, I didn't touch. Minute taker, I pulled money from the food and put it up there to cover the rest of the minute taker charges for the rest of the year up here. The food, we aren't going to need much because we won't be able to have food at the meeting. Other than snacks, we won't be able to have food.
Oh, really? That's something new?
Yeah. No, that's COVID protocols right now that are still in place. There's no, unless we have somebody serving.
Can somebody bring their own sack dinner?
Yes, that's what they're suggesting. We can
Okay.
have snacks, like wrap snacks, like potato chips, granola bars, stuff like that. All the water has to be bottled. It cannot be poured into a cup. It has to be single bottle use. And
Well, that's environmentally friendly, not.
We have to bypass all of that right now, unfortunately, with the rules. Rec and Park has those rules too.
Well, I would recommend if you get to that point that you do not buy any plastic liquids at all, that you buy cans that you
we could do that. We could do that.
And have container or containers to collect the recyclables.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That works. And we can do that. So that right now leaves $6,100 in outreach. And then
quick question. Going back to the minute taker, does that cover if somebody travels as well to?
Well, they can't charge for traveling. It's a flat rate.
Oh, okay.
Your contract rate is what it is.
Okay.
Well, if Lydia's our minute taker, she lives like in Toluca Lake or something.
No, she lives in Harbor City, I thought.
Oh, Lydia's part of a neighborhood council out in the valley.
Is she?
Yeah.
one of them maybe it was the other one that we had.
Gina
Gina
is on the Wilmington
And
Council.
she's on the Wilmington Neighborhood Council. That's right.
But Lydia probably would not want to drive this far for the amount of
Probably
money.
not. And we were having problems with the other two staffing companies when we were meeting in person. They had nobody that wanted to drive this far either to San Pedro. So that was the problem. And then we went virtual. And before
And I have a question for you too. If it's completely 100% in person, it's not hybrid or anything. So we no longer will have the ability to record.
unless
Wait, I didn't finish my question.
okay.
We're going to lose the ability to have a recording of the meeting. And so what I'm going to make a suggestion is that we have proper equipment to at least record an audio of the meeting. This way we can still post it. And if there's any questions of a meeting minute taker's not there, that we have a record of it. It would be nice to have a decent piece of equipment to record the audio. Would you guys agree with that?
Mhm.
That's a good possibility,
Oh, yeah,
but we have to wait and see what the actual verdict is from city council. Because
would
what's being proposed right now is for the city council to amend the Brown Act to put a stipulation in there that it's up to the board whether they go hybrid, Zoom, or in person.
The city council, to my knowledge, does not have the authority to do that. The
They
Brown Act,
can if LA City is still in emergency COVID protocol.
it's a state regulation.
Brown Act is, but that's the way we were able to do. According to Raquel, that's the way we were able to do Zoom so long for neighborhood councils was because
That was
city
a state
council had an
mandate.
emergency thing.
AB 361 or whatever was a state bill.
Right, but the city council, as long as we're under an emergency thing that they've extended and for 2 months, I guess, or something like that. I don't know how long LA City has extended it to. If they lift that, all gloves are off. But the thing is, Raquel said at the EVG meeting that what they're hoping to do is get permission for the neighborhood councils to stay on Zoom if they wish, to make it up to each neighborhood council how they meet.
All right, well, let's go back to budget and finance.
Right. It's going to be
Yes.
complicated right now for meetings in person because you're going to have to check for vaccinations of board members and attendees, as well as have COVID protocols in place.
I'm told they don't do that at the city council meeting. They don't check their vax
We're
cards.
told that that's the way it has to be, and Rec and Park says that that's the way it has to be. I have a COVID sheet that we have to check off to meet there right now.
All right, moving on.
Alrighty, so this is the budget. This is what it is right now.
I move we approve this budget.
So,
Oh,
I'll
I
second.
didn't even look. Is the newsletter stuff on there correct? Yeah, okay.
budget move, who seconds?
I did.
John? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So let me zoom back up to this. Okay, discussion to approve use of $5,000 for newsletter number 2. So let me scroll. There we go. So motion to approve use of funding and publication date for election edition of the Advocate. Motion to approve use not to exceed allocated $5,000. So this is out of committee for outreach and sent to us. So we have the money, it is allocated. Do I have a motion?
I thought you don't need a
Motion.
motion if it came out of
Oh,
committee.
no, because we're, we have to have one because that we approve that we have the money and that it can go to the board.
Okay, John Boyd motioned it.
I motioned it.
I'll second.
Lori,
What?
did you second or Vic?
Vic did. Do I
Oh.
sound like Vic?
Maybe. All those in
Mm.
favor?
Aye.
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 I don't know, Vic sounded so enthused. I'll second it.
Yeah.
Well, I was busy thinking that you actually moved it, not motioned it, but whatever.
Discuss and recommend any other money requests for committees. There has been none. discuss and recommend motion to approve the allocated funds, $765 for replanting of Peck Park Canyon via MPG. So this is what we've got. They sent the MPG. They sent the thing for 765.
Is the paperwork meet your standards there? Is it got all the
Everything's
requirements?
all in there. There's their letter. There's their letter of
Okay.
status.
Alright.
Here, all of that, and that's it. And so they're ready to go. So I move that we approve the $765
I'll second that.
for MPG to replant.
So this is a separate NPG outside of our regular, this is a
Yes.
special one. Got it.
This is a special one. So Lori's a second. Mel moved.
Now you
all
say
those
the
in
famous
favor?
words. Aye.
Uh,
Did she say all in flavor?
yeah.
So the next thing is the NPG status. So we've received only one NPG from.
I did some follow-up and I texted Chris
Follow-up.
last night that he needs to repost this again on social media. And he said, okay.
And I've seen nothing.
So I don't know what to tell you. You know,
John said he said stuff to him too, and nothing.
I asked Chris the other day about it and he goes, yeah, I'm gonna send it again. That's all he said.
you know, I can do it, but that's his job.
I know it.
You know, it's been in the e-newsletter and it's on our website. I've also emailed it to 5 or 6 organizations, and
I've
as
sent
I'm
it to some duplicates that you've sent. to-
right, and as I'm out and about in town, you know, I remind people. You know, I saw Alan Franz the other night, and I, you know, because they can still send an MPG
Yeah,
because
another one.
separate, you know, and John, I'm sure he has talked to Assistance League. Meals on Wheels said they would be doing it, but I was trying to, you know, Willenberg School.
Skate park, I guess.
I even got the skate park, you know,
Yeah.
put in. So
Well, we still have time. They have to what, the 23rd or something like that?
Yeah,
yeah.
So,
but as long as they send it to me, if they send it by mail, they have until postmark the 17th.
is anybody checking the mailbox?
How could you ask such a question? Of course I'm checking the mailbox.
Was that sarcastic or?
No,
Which-
he goes.
which part?
No.
Yes, I check it weekly, just like the secretary's supposed to.
Oh, well, we're not used to that.
I won't go there.
That's
Are
right.
you saying
No, I'm not
he's a
saying
lot better
anything.
than Cynthia? Wow. Okay.
John,
I know
okay,
it's
well,
easy.
I guess, let me make a note to myself to promote it. Because, and I told Chris too, it doesn't just need to be on our Facebook page, it can be on Love San Pedro, General
Yeah.
San Pedro.
I have a few of those and I was gonna do it too.
But, all right, I'll take care of it. What else?
Thank you, Lori. That's pretty much it. I think what needs to happen, if you guys want to get like some sort of recording device, just to be on the safe side to have it, is
Get some quotes?
to have outreach make a motion for that.
My question is, you need something that can pick up sound all over the room.
Well, no, what I need to do is see the sound system. Because remember, he had a rack, okay?
There is a sound, we have, what it is that we have the soundboard.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
also have mics.
right. But if it's the rack that he had with the stuff in it, we can get a recording, you know, and what we do is then we just mount it in that rack and it plugs from the out into the board and it picks up everybody's
So
talk.
John, being that as we talked earlier, the equipment is, like 3 or 4 years since it's been even turned on, at least it shouldn't have been used in all this time. Can you coordinate with Christina? Let her know that you want to, because she might have it like boxed up in the back or
It
something.
is boxed up.
Yeah, let her know that you need to come and pick it up. And Melanie,
We
is
can't
Melanie,
cast it
Melanie,
right now at Rec Park.
Melanie,
until we have a permit.
Melanie, let me
What?
finish. Does John have permission to take the equipment to his home so we can set it up and test it?
Yeah, I could do that too.
No, but does he have permission to take?
It just
Neighborhood-
can't stay there.
Well, no, but I mean, he could take it for a couple of days and look at it and then bring it back. Is he allowed to do that?
I would tread lightly on doing that only because if anything happens to it.
I understand, but he can't sit there and test it at Christina's office. We've all been there. It's, there's no room.
Plus, it gives me a chance to see what the recorder we can put in. We can get a tape deck, a small tape deck that, like I said, the mounted type, and like we used to use.
He can sign out for it. If you want him to fill out a receipt with Christina, that's fine, showing I picked up the equipment, listing exactly what equipment he picked up and the date, and give him a few days to test it at home. Do you guys, don't you think that's a reasonable request?
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me, and I agree. A receipt like that would be good, just to document it and see why.
Yeah.
And John, I know how busy you are. Do you have time to do that?
Oh yeah, from now until then, yeah, we could do it. I could.
Well, we need to do it sooner than later, because if
No,
it's
no,
not
I know that.
working, we
See,
need to get new equipment.
Yeah, what I would do probably is what we'll do is get something that, and I got to talk to the guy that I know. Like a, what do you call it? A flash drive. We can plug in the flash drive into, there's a small little unit that we just plug into the board, the soundboard, and then the flash drive, we turn it on as a recording. Vic, I think they have stuff like that, don't they?
Either that or what would happen, hear me out here. What would happen eventually, if we were going to go hybrid anyway, what would happen about buying a video camera on a tripod that records into it and just do that with sound?
Well,
that's what I was thinking is let's shoot for the video and audio, and use audio as a fallback if we have to.
Yeah.
And the video would just be on a tripod in the back of the room. We're not going to focus on anybody. And also, John, in the office at the city hall, I believe we have a dolly so that you don't have to carry that equipment. If you have access to getting into the office, do you have?
Yes, he was supposed to.
I have the key.
It to me.
Okay, so I just thought a dolly might
You
be
gotta
helpful.
get
because
that
I've been going, it's still on the KLOS thing, so I've been going in and out of there getting stuff, remember?
Yeah, you
So,
got to return it to me, John, though, because
Yeah.
it's in my name.
okay,
So
But before he does, why don't you consider getting the dolly to
Right.
move the equipment out?
okay.
and at some point I'm going to need to get in there because I've got a lot of stuff that needs.
Well,
to go.
Lori, I've got a
Like
dolly here at the
files.
house. I have a regular two-wheel dolly. and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
I could use it, so.
I've got to
Melanie,
get.
I would think that at this point, I'd like to talk to the new staff at City Hall and see if there could be 2 keys, because we used to have 2 keys, not just one person having a key to that office.
Yeah.
That would be better.
You should
Yeah, it
have
would make it easy for me
keys.
because going in and out of there getting stuff all the
It's just
time.
my concern is I'm signed out to it.
I understand that, but there's
Right,
new
and I can
people
give
at
you the
City
key
Hall.
back.
They probably don't even have records there. The new people don't even have records that you are the person who has it. You don't even know.
I just talked to Christian too, and he does all that stuff, like
Yeah.
let us use the room and everything. So I told him about youth and
Christian.
outreach.
Christian who?
Christian Guzman works
he
there.
works for Tim.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, Tim hired him. He is the special events manager. Anything that's like if you need the room, one of the rooms, or you need this, or if you need to get like you want to borrow the canopies and all of that stuff.
Okay.
That's what he does. Lydia, Lydia Soto is Tim's assistant.
Who?
Lydia Soto.
Lydia. So
John is
Tim's
Tim's
Erica.
Tim's assistant for what? He's got all different kinds of people.
Erica is his director.
Well, he's
Well,
got,
guys, hold on. I talked to Sergio yesterday, who got me in touch with their communications person. I've asked them to give us an article for the newsletter that has a list of all our contact people now, okay? Because he's got chief of staff, he's got communications, he's got different people that have different roles. The lady actually who's our harbor area rep, who's the new Ryan, his name is Amanda. So when you say Lydia is this person, we don't know what her role is. We need to get a list of all the people.
Lydia's
I was told that Erica, that was Janice Hahn's assistant before, is now his, like, right under Sergio. She's his Tim's
right.
director.
But again, Tim can decide what these jobs entail, what the responsibilities are. They might not have the same format or roles and responsibilities as the previous staff.
Yeah, Lydia does for him, like if I want him at the Assistants League, in other words, if people want Tim to speak or do something, that's what Lydia Soto does.
She's his
You go to
secretary.
her.
All right.
He's his
But let's get back to
secretary.
budget and finance, because I have work I got to still do tonight.
Okay, so that's it, just the application status of the NPGs. Again, we've gotten one from Pola, and that's
Okay.
it,
How much did they ask for, just out of curiosity?
2,500
Okay. For what?
for,
I was curious.
yeah, I'll tell you in a minute.
We'll find out later, I guess. So besides promoting NPGs, I'll do some follow-up emails in my spare time.
Wait.
And Vic, thank you for your edits on all those articles. Diana also did edits, and both of your edits are completely different from each other.
January, just a sec.
What kind of edits did she do?
Who? Diana?
Sorry, I got a phone call from my daughter. You know what? I haven't even looked at all of them, Vic. Both of you did track changes, so I have to put them up on my screen and look at them.
Ah, okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, so, and poor Doug's going, when am I getting stuff?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. John and I are like totally already burnt out on this whole election, just so you know.
They're
And Vic,
asking,
yeah, what?
they're asking for it for equipment for softball.
Okay, well,
Equipment for softball.
Where are they going to play that? Oh, maybe down at Block Field or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they don't have any on-site places, so they must go somewhere else.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
well, it's not really for us to decide or, at all right now. So I'll do follow up
Oh,
if
yeah.
there's nothing else. But thank you for those edits, Vic. I just, it's hard, to look at that stuff after I've worked for 9 hours. Sometimes I'm not like,
Lori,
it's
did
too
you
much.
have something for the elections to put on social media?
Yes, let us get through this
See, this
stuff
is-
first. I already have a note on my list to put stuff on the website, and really on social media, it's going to be links to the website for election information. I'm going to keep it simple.
Okay.
You don't
See,
need to show us the MPG. That's not
I just
appropriate,
wanted you to see it.
but
a
it's not
softball.
appropriate. We're not, this isn't the time to look at them.
Not
It's
yet.
softball.
Not till we get them all.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to bow off so I can go back to work. Thank you so much. Everybody have a
Okay.
good one. See you
You
later.
do the
Alright.
same.
See you later.
Bye.
Alrighty, thank you, you guys.
Right.
Bye.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Are we officially adjourned?
Yes,
Oh,
we are.
stop the recording.
Yep, stop the recording.
Stop recording. Why won't it stop? There it goes.